Binomial probability example. So 5 individuals from an animal population thought to be near extinction in a certain region have been caught, tagged, and released to mix into the population. After they have had an opportunity to mix, a random sample of 10 of these animals is selected. If there are actually 25 animals of this type in the region, what is the probability that the random sample of 10 animals will contain 2 tagged animals? So after reading through all that, that last part of it is what gives me the clue that this is binomial. One, they're taking a sample of a certain amount, and out of that sample, they want to know the probability that, in this case, 2 have a certain trait. And in this case, you're either going to be tagged or you're not going to be tagged. 2 options. And the binomial, the bi prefix, stands for 2. So that last little part is really what's giving me the clue that this is binomial. You're taking a sample and you want to know the probability of a certain amount of them having a certain trait. That, again, this trait, you're either tagged or you're not tagged. Only 2 options there. So the model itself that we're going to use then is going to be this probability at x equals x, your random variable equals some number, and the binomial model is n choose x with p to the x, q to the n minus x. And again, the p here and the q have their own meaning along with the n and the x. All these things have meaning. The n is the number of animals, or in this case, selected total. So that's going to be 10. So I know n is 10. The x is the number of successes. And in this case, a success is tagged. So the S for success is going to be tagged. The failure would be not tagged. And then furthermore, the X that we're looking at in this case, they want to know the probability of 2 tagged animals. So I know 2 there. And then the probability of the success, the probability of being tagged, this is where we got to, again, go back up into the problem because I need that probability for the answer. Looks like there's actually 25 total and 5 of them were actually caught, tagged, and released. So the probability here is 5 out of 25, which will reduce down to 1 over 5. And that means then that the Q, the reduced Q, would just be 4 out of 5. And you can always get that by doing the 1 minus P. So we have all the information we need to plug into this formula then and find the value. So the probability of X, the number of tagged animals out of the 10 is equal to 2, would be equal to this 10 choose 2 times 1 over 5, probability of successfully being tagged in this particular scenario, raised to the second power. And then we will have the Q, 4 out of 5, raised to the n minus x, or 10 minus 2, which gives me the 8 power. And again, notice that the powers of these should always add up to be the total number selected, in this case 10. And then you just have to put that in your calculator and figure it out. So again, that 10 choose 2 is a combination. So you should calculate it with the 10C2, which is coming from the NCR. And certain softwares, there's a website out there called Desmos I really like. And Desmos, you type in C parentheses n comma r, and either way you put in the information and you will get this value, 45. So we'll have 45 times this 1/5 squared times 4/5 to the 8 power, and when you work that out, you get 0.30 And it's 198, but I'll go ahead and round that up to 4 digits, and that'll end up being 0.3020. So you have roughly a 30% chance in this particular situation of having 2 animals being tagged out of the group of 10 that you picked. So I hope that helps, and thank you for watching.